another vlog. Thanks for tuning in again to Black Girl White Coat. I feel like I say this every video, but I'm gonna stop apologizing because one, y'all have to understand that I'm busy, and you know, life takes unexpected turns. There's a bit of a wait period between my vlogs. So I can't apologize and say I'm gonna do better next time, because honestly I don't know what's gonna happen in these next couple weeks. But needless to say, thank you guys for tuning in. I am very grateful for everybody who continues to tune in when I do post my vlogs, and I will try to be more regular, but again, life is just, Before I did get into the rest of this video, I did want to comment on Hurricane Harvey, because I know a lot of my followers on Instagram and subscribers on here have tried to reach out to me, or did reach out to me by like DM or comments or something, or email, just to see how I was doing, how my family was doing, because we do rep that H pretty severely. And yeah, I am based in Houston, Texas, and we did get all the flooding and the rain and just the disaster that came along with Hurricane Harvey. Thank God that my family, both my apartment, my mom's house, my dad's house, and my brother's apartment, everything was untouched. Everything was just good, and it's I can't even say that and be really happy about it, because of course I thank God, of course I'm grateful, of course I prayed and pled the blood of Jesus over our house, each and every one of our houses, and the roofs over all of our heads, every single night of the rain and the flooding. But it's really crazy what happened here to my neighbors and my fellow Houstonians, and people lost lives, people lost family members, households, cars, a lot of materialistic things, which I know can be, replaced or whatever, but my heart really goes out to those people who did lose a lot during Hurricane Harvey. But as for everybody who's been checking in on me or had asked me a lot of questions about it, yeah, we went untouched. The rain sucked, the flooding sucked. You can drive out and still kind of see people are struggling, and it's been like 2 weeks post Hurricane Harvey. You can still see people with all their furniture and pretty much all of their house on their curb, and nobody's come to pick it up yet. You can still drive around Houston and see that. So it is still real. Yeah. But anyways, glory be to God, I'm still here, my family's still standing, and we were able to help others, help our community, and give back after Hurricane Harvey, since we had been so blessed and so protected during that time. So thanks for asking, thanks for reaching out. That really meant a lot to me, and just to know that other people were thinking about me and praying for me, I really appreciate it. So thank y'all for that. So first block ended, just to give y'all an update. The first block ended, GI ended, took that test, it went well, and took that test the week after Harvey. So that was kind of weird. I don't know, I was in Harvey really just wrecked all my emotions. Not that anything happened to me physically, but it was just a really eye-opening, humbling, awakening experience for me, and that really carried on heavily throughout the next week, and that's when we had our GI test. So that was kind of weird, but I took the test, thank God again that I was successful, or I did well. And now we're on to the second block of the second year, and that is neuroscience. Y'all, I never know what our acronyms stand for. NSB, okay. Neuroscience and behavioral. No. Neuroscience studies and behavior science. I have no idea. But we're doing neuroscience and psych stuff. So that's what we're doing right now, in neuroanatomy, in this block. And let me tell y'all, that little transition, to get into this next block was kind of rough, kind of hard. But that is not the topic of today's video. Is for all of those who ask me, how do you, find time to manage your 4C here in medical school? How do you find time to, try to get in the gym and try to meal prep and try to do all this stuff, which I have been slacking on, let me tell y'all, but neither here nor there. But how do you find time to do that? How do you find time to have a social life? How do you find time to, hang out with family and friends? And I took a trip for my birthday to Mexico last year. Wow, that was my first year in medical school, and I still took that trip. How did you do that? Or I actually just got back from LA not too long ago, And, you know, how do you have time for that? I thought medical school, you know, was like jail. You know, I thought you were locked down and you wouldn't have any time for anything. I'm here to tell y'all that that is not the case. If y'all have been watching my videos at all, y'all can tell that I have fun, I hope. I'm not a loser, like I'm not lame. Medical school honestly has tried to make me like just the introvert, like a isolated person, like a loner, because like I always feel like I have something to do. Like there's always work to do, there's always studying to be done. And with the kind of personalities that we are that get to medical school, you know, overachievers or whatever, you always want to be doing something extra. You always want to be, you know, trying to get ahead, trying to stay on top of things. So it will try to make you feel like you have to stay home, you have to study, you have to be in the library. But no, for my mental health, and I suggest for y'all's mental health, and for y'all's, you know, family and relationships and all these other things, all these other aspects of your life, you have to be able to find a balance, find a way to maintain life outside of medical school when you are in medical school, or in undergrad, or in dentistry school, or in nursing school. You know, I feel like wherever you are, balance is just a super, super important thing. So that's what I'm gonna go into first. All right, so first things first, if y'all hear a humming in the background, they love to cut grass and mow the lawn only when I'm vlogging. Like only when I'm trying to do something productive in my room do they decide to, you know, disturb the peace outside. So sorry if y'all hear the humming. I'm gonna try to edit that out as much as I can, but y'all know that I am not technologically I'm not that sound, like, so I'm not savvy in that kind of way, so but I will try, so forgive me for that. But let's get into this vlog. Okay, balance. So for me, I think the first thing that you should do if you're, you know, working on balance and looking to get better in that aspect is just to sit down and just prioritize your life. For me, my priorities lie in, of course, school, of course, you know, spiritual growth and all, my relationship with my boyfriend, which is a long distance relationship, so time definitely has to be, you know, put to the side and invested in that in order for that to even work in the least bit. Friendships and social relationships with not only my medical school classmates, but with best friends that I've had since middle school and from high school, and, you know, from different walks of life, from college and stuff like that. So we have school, we have spiritual growth, we have my long distance relationship, we have friendships, and I also prioritize my family time and time to get in the gym and, you know, dedicate to my health and well-being. So those are things that I prioritize. It's probably not the order that they're in, but those are like, that's my list of like, I must do something every week, you know, consisting of those things. I try to make it a priority to be in church on Sundays and church on Wednesdays. And when I'm not doing that, I try to make it a priority to do my devotions and my Bible study every morning before I start my day. That's spiritual growth. Academics. I have to watch lectures every day, make sure, you know, I don't fall behind on what's going on at school. Even if I don't go to class, you know, I make sure that I keep up with schoolwork at home. Of course, sometimes you do fall behind. Of course, sometimes you do have to play catch up. In fact, that's a lot of the case in medical school, you'll find, but I always make sure that I'm on top of school somehow, some way, and I try to put at least 6 hours cumulative into studying every day, except for Fridays and Sundays. So yeah, Fridays, no work gets done. On Sundays, I still do work, especially if I have to go to work, which is at the library at my school. But it's not probably up to 6 hours at all. So as far as my long distance relationship, like y'all know, I'm not one to talk about, you know, my love life on camera, like, but I do love the YouTubers who, you know, choose to do that. That's pretty cool, but no, not me. But I do make sure that I have time set aside, not really a certain block of time, but I just know that sometime during the day I'll need to talk to Kenny, like FaceTime, like we'll have to, you know, sit down and like watch a movie over FaceTime or do something together, like, you know, try to keep stuff alive for a portion of the day every day. Look, I don't miss a day on that. And then hang out with friends. I try to do that on Fridays because I do not do schoolwork, homework, studying on Fridays. I try to use my Fridays to hang out with friends. And I'll definitely start making that more regular, because sometimes I just be like, you know, it's Friday. I know I said I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but I think I'd rather just sleep and watch Netflix. But I mean, that's fine too. You have to have time to rest and do that kind of stuff. So yeah, Fridays are my go-to days for resting, for catching up on shows, for grocery shopping, for going to a friend's house and hanging out with, you know, best friends and stuff like that. Fridays are my days for that. My daily schedule includes working out, and I try to meal prep on the weekends, Saturday, Sunday, when I just feel like cooking for some reason. It usually falls on Sunday nights, Sunday evenings. And yeah, so I meal prep then, and I make working out part of my daily schedule. After Bible study, head down to the gym or head to the school rec and get like an hour and 15 minutes in of whatever I have planned for that day workout wise. And I do that 5 days a week. So those are the things that I try to juggle and balance in my life. I also, along with like hanging out with friends and relaxing on Fridays, also try to spend time with my family, my mom, my dad, and you know, make sure that somehow they see my face, you know, physically, so that they don't get too worried and they don't start calling me too much and blowing up my phone, because I can't have that during the week. I'm just kidding. I love you, Mom. Okay. But yeah, so those are the things I try to balance, and I just want to just speak a little bit on like the importance of balance. Y'all have to remember that although medical school is medical school, like the big, grand, you know, the thing you've been working for like for majority of your academic life, it's not all of your life, and you can't make it all of your life, or else you'll lose friends, you'll lose relationships, you'll lose touch with the outside world, with reality, and things will get harder. You'll find it harder to have somebody to pick up the phone and call when you're stressing, or when you need something, or when you want to talk to somebody. Nobody to pick up the phone for you. Like, you didn't talk to them, you neglected them all this while. Although there are reasons to you know, kind of let your friendships, let your relationships, you know, be on hold for a while. Like, it can't be something extreme. So if you totally neglect your outside life, you'll find it hard to get through medical school. You have no release, you have no stress reliever, you have nobody to listen, you have nobody to hang out with. Like, you don't want to be that person. So trust me when I say finding a balance and, you know, making sure that you're checking off these things from your weekly to-do list is important. School is not the end-all be-all, and it's not the end-all be-all for me. So for all the questions I get about how do I find time to make vlogs, how do I find time to, you know, keep up with Black Girl White Co, and why would I start this when I'm starting medical school, blah blah blah, I think it's necessary. I mean, I feel like I would want people to talk to me about these kind of things. Everything that I made a video on, I feel like is just really super good information. I might be a little biased, but yeah. So no, yeah, I want people to talk to me about these kind of things, and I hope I can help y'all who are concerned about balance and concerned about, you know, making time for other things, just by telling you that it's necessary, that you need to do it. It may take a little bit more effort to drive out to, you know, your old family's house or your old friend's house and, you know, just hang out with them for a while. It might be hard to keep the stresses of school and your long to-do list of schoolwork, you know, at bay and at like the back of your mind, but you need to put effort into doing it, because there will be a reward at the end. You'll come back to your schoolwork feeling refreshed, feeling like, you know, you've made somebody else happy, you made your mom happy, your dad happy, you spent time with them, you know, so they're not wondering about you. You've been able to relieve some stress over here, so now you can come back to your home, come back to your study place and start again. And, you know, you'll be in like a better mood, more positive spirit. Like when I vlog and when I Instagram or when I do anything social, like it just makes me happy, you know, like I'm getting my energy out and I'm focusing on things that are not school. Like, I don't want to look at glycolysis and, you know, neuroanatomy all day. Like, that cannot be my life. And if I made medical school my life 24/7, 365 days out of the year, I would be burnt out. You work, 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 no breaks, no play. You know, your family, your friends are asking you, you know, come to dinner with us, come to the movies with us, and you're like, no, I gotta study, I have a test in 4 weeks. A test in 4 weeks, like, come on. Like, that is a way to assure yourself burnout, to assure yourself just unneeded stress. Like, I promise, if you leave your work for a day not even, it doesn't have to be up to a day. If you leave your work, if you can't handle a day, leave your work for just 12 hours, 6 hours, you know, just sleep a little earlier that night, you know, wake up a little later, get a little more rest, go see that movie with your friend. You'll come back the next day feeling so much more refreshed. Your body will thank you for it in the long run. You won't feel burned out at the end of year 2. So that's why I do it. That's why I vlog. That's why I, you know, love helping other people and love speaking with other people, love interacting with other people. I love hanging out with my friends. I love going out on the weekends. Well, not really, I'm getting kind of washed on that, but you get what I'm trying to say. There is so much goodness and greatness and awesomeness in the fact that I'm able and that I take the time out to do things other than school. That's my take on balance. Finding my balance was a little bit difficult. No, I'm lying. It wasn't that difficult because I knew when I came to medical school that nothing was going to stop me from traveling. Nothing was going to stop me from having fun. Nothing was going to stop me from, you know, going to church, but trying to like stay fit and healthy and see my friends and yada, yada, yada. I knew coming into medical school that nothing was going to get in the way of that, even as bad as they said medical school was. As soon as I went through the trial and error stage and found out ways to better study, ways to better, you know, handle and use my time as a medical student, I just went back to the same, you know, social life and made sure that, you know, I was keeping up with other aspects of my life, and that was really important. So I want y'all to go into medical school. If you're already there, change up a few things and make sure you get that balance. Go in with the mindset of, I have to make time for friends. I have to make time for relaxation. I have to make time for, if you're passionate about art, make time for painting, make time for drawing, make time for, you know, listening to music, going to concerts, whatever you're passionate about, you have to make time for it. It will not make time for itself. You know, if you look at a schedule, it may look like you never have time, but you have to make the effort to branch out, to do other things, to find stress relievers, to get your mind off of school. So yeah, that concludes my take and my talk on finding balance in medical school. And for all the questions that I get about how do I do this, why do I do this, like I can't possibly be passing medical school, I'm pacing, okay? All in Jesus' name, all by the grace of God. But yeah, no, it's definitely possible. So if y'all have any more questions about finding balance, about, you know, schedules or anything like that, shoot me an email, shoot me a DM or anything, and I'll be more than happy to answer your question. Yeah, and I'll hopefully be back soon with another vlog for y'all all about study tips. So y'all stay tuned.